Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review, and there was really absolutely nothing to babble about this week as far as new releases go. I mean, not a single thing coming out that interested me at all. However, I wanted to do a first listen review on this King Crimson album, Red, the 50th anniversary edition here, but man, what a mess. The release date kept getting changed. I originally had it ordered through Amazon, but if you've heard me babble about that before, Amazon really is not good at getting your stuff, especially on release day. I actually warn people to order outside of the States if you're within the States, because you won't get stuff on time a lot of the time, even through regular distribution places and whatever. So I actually don't remember where I got this from. I ordered it such a long time ago, and it finally got here a couple weeks ago, actually. And I've still been listening to it, and it's been in my CD player for quite a while now. Although I have several CD players, so it doesn't really mean much. I have them all over the place in my house here. But anyway, I love this album. This goes way back to my early days of music. I was led to them because of Asia. I remember when Asia came out and I heard Heat of the Moment. I remember going to Zara Plaza and buying the single of Heat of the Moment, which had Ride Easy on the B-side of that one, so that was cool. And just hearing that for the very first time and just falling in love with that song, and especially John Wetton. That's why I went back and got King Crimson. The funny part was I got this on 8-track originally. It was pink. I got this, Lark's Tongues and Aspic. I know I got some Emerson, Lake and Palmer ones, and it was this budget place that my parents used to take us to. They had 8 tracks for I don't know, 50 cents or something like that, and I bought a few. And it was a little bit of a shock to the system when I first heard this, because I had to be probably about 12, 13 years old, and King Crimson's nothing like Asia. So if you're a little kid, you don't understand all the stuff yet. And I remember hearing that, going, "What in the world? That's nothing like that." But it was still John Wetton's voice. So I didn't have a lot to listen to. That was my own music. This is right when I'm discovering stuff. So I listened to this a lot. This and Lark's Tongues and Aspic I listened to a lot, and I just fell in love with it over time. It's got to imagine being a kid and hearing this, but I ended up loving it. So it is what it is now. But there's been a 30th and a 40th anniversary. There was the Road to Red, which that's a lot involved there. I wouldn't even know where to start with that one. So I did kind of bypass that. But I got this, and one thing I love about what's been happening with these guys is Steven Wilson remixes. I actually love what he does. He, like I've said this before, he takes, he uses the original mix as a reference to get the feel and just the whole essence of that mix, and he does what he does to bring out the instruments a little bit more, different EQ and whatever he does, and somehow he makes it sound better without losing that magic, at least in my opinion. So I loved what he did here. There's the extra instrumental mixes, for the songs that had vocals on it on the first disc. I listened to that one headphones, just intently, gave that one good going over, and as always, loved what he did. And then we go on to the second disc, which is not mixed by him, but it is they call it the elemental mixes. I didn't know what that was really until I kind of got into it here. And there's a little booklet in here that does describe a little bit about what's going on. Good info, no lyrics or anything like that, like there was in the last one, but it's okay, fine. I know the lyrics pretty good. I've heard this one 100 times. But what I hadn't heard, you think with all the stuff they've dug out of the vaults already, you would think there wasn't a whole lot left. Well, we were wrong. This was kind of cool. They went through and found the different instruments that they were going to use and some that they didn't use. And they each get their own little place to shine, especially on the song Starless, and also they did One More Red Nightmare, and especially Starless. That was the main thing. They had several different versions, and what instruments they were going to use, sax, violin, just different elements that they brought in. Because on this, this is basically a 3-piece band at this point. Got Robert Fripp, John Wetton, and Bill Bruford. But they still had David Cross come in and do violin, which was a huge part of couple of these songs, and then Ian McDonald and Mel Collins also on saxophone, and then a couple other people on the other cellos and double bass, and oboe and cornet. But those are the main guys, and it was kind of cool hearing all that, just in a different light, and just a different way to hear Starless, which is one of their most popular songs, at least with John Wetton era. And then the Blu-ray, which I have not gotten through all of that yet. There's a whole lot. You got a whole bunch of bootlegs from the U.S. tour. You got the U.S. album remixed a couple different times. Don't remember which one it was, but there was one that was really good, because that's always been kind of a sketchy production on that one, I thought, anyway. And then you get all that extra stuff like that it was in the first 2 discs, and then a bunch of extra session stuff. So that was kind of cool having all that extra in there. I don't know what more they could possibly dig up from this one, but for me, this era of King Crimson, those 3 albums with Wetton, are my favorites. Not that there's anything I don't like from King Crimson, but it's funny because one of the albums I got right after this was Discipline, and completely different feel to it, obviously. Still 2 of the guys, Fripp and Bruford, on that one, but when they switched a couple of members, then it seems like it's always been that way. Completely new. It was like almost a different band, but Fripp always has his stamp on things, although he's not involved in anything anymore. Not that they're really, I don't know, is there a King Crimson name? I really don't know. I know they, Adrian went out there with Vi, and the drummer from Tool there, whose name is escaping me in 2011, Danny Carey, that's what it was. And I just got that. Haven't listened to it yet. I saw some stuff on YouTube I thought was cool, so I did get the new release called Beat, which I haven't listened to yet, but they did Red on that. I saw the video where they played Red, the song, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So that's kind of why I got that one, because of this album, how much I love this album. So anyway, I've been babbling and then I can't even say it right. But anyway, as always, feel free to share any comments that you think about this, if anybody's heard it, what you think, any cool King Crimson stories, how you found the band, whatever. I don't care. This is just about talking about music we love, just to keep it alive. And being said, I always ask to like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because the more people that see these videos and hear about these things, and just the more this stuff's going to be around, the more they'll dig it up, the more we'll get. So if there's a demand for it, they're going to keep doing it. So that's kind of like why I do this. I'm not making any money on this at all. In fact, I get people like the negative comment me on things that's because I don't play the songs. Well, we're not really allowed to on here. YouTube will take the video right down. Like if the artist or their management or whoever doesn't like it, they'll just take the video down. So that's why we don't do it. A lot of channels do this. I'm not like the one that started this whole thing. I actually thought it was cool and I wanted to join in. So that's why I'm here, and love the comments. And like I just already said, like, share, and subscribe to keep the music alive. And until next time, we'll see you.